Okay, all of you. So good morning to you all. Fine. So today we have a nice topic here. Everything about nutritional imbalances. So what do you mean by nutritional imbalance? You have deficiency disorders and over intake disorders. आपने कम खाया उससे disorders होते हैं, आपने ज्यादा खाया उससे disorders हो सकते हैं. The deficiency disorders we will talk in detail, which are the over intake disorders. So over intake disorders are having excess of animal fats. Suppose you are eating beef or pork, red meat. Red meat is very high in bad cholesterol, which is scientifically called as low density lipoprotein. And these low density lipoproteins tend to deposit in the blood vessels of your heart, which is a condition called as atherosclerosis. And atherosclerosis takes place, blood vessels में fats deposit होते हैं. That means now there are cardiovascular diseases. We will learn heart, vascular blood vessels. Heart and blood vessels diseases, very common. We will learn very soon when we learn circulation that atherosclerosis can lead to a heart attack, scientifically called as a myocardial infarction. So a heart attack called as a myocardial infarction may take place, and that is because of animal fats. Consuming too much protein, say you're eating again a lot of meat, can cause cancer of the large intestine. Colon cancer कहते हैं उसे. And consuming excess of vitamin A and vitamin D cause hypervitaminosis. याद रखना, vitamin B and vitamin C are water soluble. So अगर आपने excessive B और C खाया तो आपके यूरिन से वो flush out हो जाएगा. But vitamin A and vitamin D are fat soluble. So if you eat excess of A or D, they will deposit in the fatty tissue called as the adipose tissue and cause a disease called as hypervitaminosis. उसमें liver खराब होता है, kidneys खराब होती है, स्किन के ऊपर ब्लैक कलर के पैचेस आते हैं, and you can make out this is due to over intake of vitamin A and vitamin D. Most common people have excess of vitamin D capsules. तो बहुत ज्यादा vitamin D capsules आते हैं. आजकल लोगों को सनलाइट में चलने के लिए टाइम नहीं मिलता. Everybody is working very hard. And सुना है सनलाइट से, अर्ली मॉर्निंग लाइट से you get vitamin D produced in your skin. So their family doctor advises them, please start having the vitamin D capsules. But you are supposed to take vitamin D capsules once a week for 8 weeks and then stop it. And after 6 months again, take it once a week for 8 weeks and then stop it. तो ऐसे लेना चाहिए. Some people forget it and keep on taking vitamin D capsules, which causes hypervitaminosis. So liver gets affected, skin gets affected. As a matter of fact, vitamin D over intake से memory gets affected, depression हो जाता है, So these are dangerous disorders which are called as over-intake disorders. And let us now focus on the deficiency disorders. Sir, you have protein energy malnourishment called as Kwashiorkor and Marasmus. याद रखना, protein energy malnourishment called as Kwashiorkor and Marasmus, of which protein deficiency is called as Kwashiorkor, and protein plus calories deficiency, starvation जब होता है, that is called as Marasmus. So there is both Kwashiorkor and Marasmus. Sir, what will happen in these diseases? Kwashiorkor is a protein deficiency disease commonly affect infants newborn and children between 1 to 3 years of age. So 1 से 3 साल के बच्चों को होता है protein deficiency disease called as Kwashiorkor. And sir, why does this happen? And what will be the symptoms of it? The common symptoms of Kwashiorkor are underweight. The baby has a poor weight, stunted growth. Because of protein deficiency, उनकी height नहीं बढ़ती है. Proteins are required for growth of bones and muscles. So in the absence of protein, their height becomes stunted. They have poor brain development. In the young age, proteins are a must for the brain development. तो Kwashiorkor babies का intelligence कम हो जाता है, poor brain development. They have a loss of appetite, भूख नहीं लगती है. Anemia, their hemoglobin count becomes less. If you remember, hemoglobin is a protein. तो अगर आप प्रोटीन कम खा रहे हो तो हीमोग्लोबिन काउंट कम हो जाता है, that is called anemia. And they have a classical protruding belly, slender leg and bulging eyes. Protruding belly. As we are seeing, the child has a protruding belly. Sir, आपके abdominal muscles बहुत strong होते हैं because they are full of protein. अगर एक Kwashiorkor baby का protein intake कम है, then the abdominal muscles become weak because of protein deficiency and the big liver protrudes out. The pancreas and stomach protrude out, and that causes a pot belly, and that pot belly appearance is called as a protruding belly or pot belly appearance. The legs become slender. बच्चों के पैर बहुत पतले पतले हैं क्योंकि लेग मसल्स में प्रोटीन डिपॉजिट होते हैं. Sorry, and they get protruding eyes. So these will be the symptoms. There is edema of the lower legs and the face. So what is edema? Swelling. उनके पैरों के अंदर water gets accumulated, which is called as edema of the legs. And so there is change in skin and hair color. Skin is made of melanin, a protein. Hair is made of keratin, a protein. तो अगर प्रोटीन डेफिशिएंसी होगा, मेलानिन कम बनेगा, केराटिन कम बनेगा, so their skin color changes, their hair are less hair and hair color changes, and that will be the symptoms of Kwashiorkor. And what are the causes of Kwashiorkor? A protein deficient or inadequate diet due to ignorance or poverty. सर, अब गरीब झोपड़पट्टी में जाओ, वहां पर बेचारे गरीब बच्चे कमिंग फ्रॉम पुअर फैमिलीज, उनको रोटी सब्जी कुछ तो पेरेंट्स देते हैं, तो उनको खाना मिल जाता है दिन में 2 बार, but it is not a nutritionally balanced diet. Your nutritionally balanced diet is around 60 to 70% carbohydrate, around 15% protein and 15% fats. और इन बच्चों का carbohydrate amount is sufficient, but they have poor protein intake, and that is the reason they get Kwashiorkor. And also Kwashiorkor may be due to diarrhea, measles, respiratory infections, intestinal worms which weaken the immunity of the child. And what is the treatment? Sir, proteins are the building blocks of the body. So, we should give the child sufficient protein, milk, eggs, cheese, curds, along with it, pulses, dal, etc., soya, paneer, ये सब protein rich food होते हैं. If they eat non-vegetarian food, chicken and fish are excellent sources of protein. तो बच्चों को प्रोटीन देने चाहिए. We require 1 gram of protein per kg body weight. Means suppose I am having a body weight of 70 kgs, I need 1 gram per kg, which means 70 grams of protein in my diet. If your weight is 50 kgs, you need 50 grams of protein per day. And if it's a growing child, and by the way, you all are in the growing age, 15-16 years of age, you need 2 grams of protein per kg body weight. Means अगर आप growing age में हो और आपका weight 45 kgs है, you need around 90 grams of protein for proper growth and development. अगर आपका प्रोटीन इंटेक कम होगा, आपके मसल्स डेवलप नहीं होंगे, आपकी हाइट बराबर नहीं होगी. So please remember all of you that you all should eat sufficient amount of proteins in your diet. Please eat lots of proteins. They will not only help you grow, they will increase your immunity, help you fight against infections, and always protein should be a priority in our diet. So that is Kwashiorkor. And then we have Marasmus. Marasmus is a form of prolonged protein energy malnourishment. तो यहाँ बच्चे का सिर्फ प्रोटीन इंटेक नहीं है, प्रोटीन के साथ कैलोरीज भी बॉडी में कम जा रही है. तो लेस प्रोटीन एंड लेस कैलोरीज, यानी बच्चा स्टार्व कर रहा है. That is called as protein energy malnourishment, which is called as PEM. And it affects infants under 1 year of age. तो जो न्यूबॉर्न चाइल्ड है उसे Marasmus होता है. Kwashiorkor is around 2 to 3 years of age. Marasmus is in infant under 1 year of age. And Marasmus का cause क्या है? There is a simultaneous deficiency of protein and the total calorific value, that is deficiency of all nutrients. तो बच्चे को ना प्रोटीन मिल रहा है, ना कार्बोहाइड्रेट्स मिल रहा है, and the baby is starving. And remember, this is below 1 year of age, so it affects if mother's milk is replaced too early with foods having low protein content and calorific value. अगर mother stops breastfeeding her child, breast milk is a perfect diet. Mother's milk is the best for all of us. Mother's milk has in it enough protein, enough carbohydrates, fats, electrolytes, vitamins, and if you remember, antibodies in the form of cholesterol. So, मम्मी का breast milk बच्चे को 1 साल तक मिलना ही चाहिए। 1 साल के बाद मम्मी का मिल्क कम हो जाएगा एंड द चाइल्ड इज गिवन सेरेलैक एंड अदर प्रोटीन सप्लीमेंट्स। नाउ दिस हैपेंस वेरी कॉमनली दैट मेनी women become pregnant before the child is ready for weaning। बच्चे को और कुछ खिलाना, सेरेलैक या दाल वाटर, ये सब खिलाना is called as weaning। And if she becomes pregnant again before 1 year, then what will happen? All the nourishment in the mother will go to the new fetus। तो मम्मी का नया नरिशमेंट फीटस को जाने लगता है, मीन्स हर मिल्क प्रोडक्शन बिकम्स लेस। तो जो बच्चा पैदा हो गया है उसके लिए नरिशमेंट नहीं मिलता है। इमीडिएटली याद रखना, a second child is there in the uterus, her prolactin levels will become reduced and milk production will stop and the baby which is the fetus inside, उसको nourishment मिलेगा by placenta umbilical cord, और जो बेबी पैदा हो गया है उसके लिए मिल्क आना कम हो जाएगा because of less prolactin level and that poor child will suffer from marasmus। So what are the symptoms of marasmus? Marasmus is a protein deficient diet जिसमें stored fat and tissue proteins are used as a source of energy। तो बच्चा फीटस जब ग्रो हो रहा था उसके बॉडी में बहुत सारा बेबी फैट जमा होता है, इसलिए एक बेबी जब न्यूबॉर्न होती है देयर इज सो मच पपी फैट, गोल गोल फेस होता है, बड़े बड़े चीक्स होते हैं एंड प्रोटीन्स आर देयर इन द मसल्स। बट अगर उसको मिल्क नहीं मिला देन उसका stored fats will get used, उसके मसल्स ब्रेक हो जाएंगे and tissue proteins will get used for nourishment of the child and it impairs physical growth and retards mental development। child का growth कम हो जाएगा, brain development कम हो जाएगा, क्योंकि याद है proteins are required for brain development and subcutaneous fat disappear। स्किन के नीचे जो फैट्स होता है उसे सबक्यूटेनियस फैट कहते हैं, वो डिसअपियर हो जाएगा एंड रिब्स बिकम वेरी प्रोमिनेंट। सर ये लुक एट दिस चाइल्ड, दिस इज अ मेरास्मस बेबी, उसकी रिब्स प्रोमिनेंट हो गई है। विशाल सर ने आपको सिखाया था रिब्स के बीच में होते हैं इंटरकॉस्टल मसल्स which help in breathing। तो मेरास्मस में इंटरकॉस्टल मसल्स भी टूट जाते हैं और उसके भी प्रोटीन एनर्जी के लिए, फॉर द बॉडी एनर्जी के लिए यूज हो जाते हैं एंड पुअर चाइल्ड हैज प्रोमिनेंट रिब्स बिकॉज इंटरकॉस्टल मसल्स आल्सो ब्रेक डाउन and along with it the skin becomes dry, thin and wrinkled। skin में होता है collagen और collagen makes the skin supple and smooth। तो इस बच्चे में प्रोटीन और एनर्जी की कमी है तो कोलाजन कम बनेगा स्किन में और उसकी स्किन ड्राई और wrinkled हो जाती है and there is emaciation which is called extreme leanness। extreme leanness is called as emaciation and loss of weight। तो उसका वजन बहुत कम हो जाता है and digestion and absorption of food stops due to atrophy of digestive gland and intestinal mucosa। atrophy means degeneration। तो उसके जितने भी डाइजेस्टिव जूसेस है वो एट्रोफी हो जाते हैं। सर इफ यू रिमेंबर रिव्यू हमने किया है, व्हाट इज पेप्सिन, व्हाट इज कार्बोक्सीपेप्टाइडेज, व्हाट इज ट्रिप्सिन। Sir, these are digestive enzymes. याद है ना, अभी अभी हमने किया है. By the way, they themselves are made of protein. तो अगर प्रोटीन बच्चा नहीं खा रहा है तो स्टमक में पेप्सिन भी नहीं बन रहा है, पैंक्रियाज में ट्रिप्सिन, कार्बोक्सीपेप्टाइडेज ये नहीं बन रहा है, इंटेस्टाइन में म्यूकस एंटेरिकस नहीं बन रहा है. तो उसको फूड भी दिया, प्रोटीन और एनर्जी भी दिया. Poor child doesn't have digestive enzymes to digest the food and he becomes extremely weak, which is called as emaciation, and this leads to diarrhea. उसको अगर खाना दिया भी डाइजेस्ट नहीं होगा और बच्चे को डायरिया होगा. And there is no edema, which is symptom of Kwashiorkor. तो सर Kwashiorkor बेबी को याद है, there is swelling in the legs and face, which is called edema. Marasmus बेबी को edema भी नहीं होगा. So there is absolutely sad answer इस बच्चे को a diet with adequate proteins and proper calorific value should be given to infant. तो सर इस बच्चे को look at him, उसको oral food दिया तो फूड डाइजेस्ट भी नहीं होगा and उसको intravenously at least for 1 year you have to give the child proteins, carbohydrates, nourishment, electrolytes, and his diet should be more than 3000 calories per day at least for 1 year. We all consume 1500 to 2000 calories per day, लेकिन Marasmus के बच्चों को ट्रीट करने के लिए 3000 कैलोरीज पर डे का डाइट दिया जाता है, तब जाके ये बच्चा जिंदा रह पाएगा. अफ्रीका में ये बहुत कॉमन है Marasmus, इंडिया में बहुत कॉमन है Kwashiorkor और अफ्रीका में बहुत कॉमन है Marasmus. तो so many countries in Africa, सोमालिया, इथियोपिया, पुअर कंट्रीज, और वहां बच्चे Marasmus में इतने बच्चे मर जाते हैं. तो इन बेचारे अफ्रीकन बच्चों को बचाना है. द वर्ल्ड हेल्थ ऑर्गेनाइजेशन WHO and the UNICEF Foundation, have you heard of it? UNICEF and UNICEF and World Health Organization create lot of NGOs, non-government organization, जो गांव-गांव में जाते हैं अफ्रीका में और वहां के बच्चों को वहां के कैंप्स में उनको Marasmus के लिए ट्रीट किया जाता है. Very common in Africa is this horrible disease called as Marasmus. चलिए, तो ये दो मेन डिजीज हमने की है, Kwashiorkor and Marasmus. Then talk about indigestion. Indigestion is a non-specific term that includes a variety of upper abdominal complaints, including heartburn, regurgitation, and dyspepsia, which is upper abdominal discomfort or pain. तो सर इन सिंपल वर्ड्स एसिडिटी जैसा होता है, एसिडिटी जैसा होता है और उसे हार्टबर्न कहते हैं. सर gastric juice from the stomach opens the cardiac sphincter, and after cardiac sphincter opens, when the stomach contracts, gastric juice reflux back in the esophagus, और esophagus में हाइड्रोक्लोरिक एसिड आ जाता है from the stomach. It causes a burning sensation. So person thinks he's got a heart attack, but actually it's not a heart attack, it is a heartburn, and that is called as heartburn, also called as dyspepsia, and in simple English it is called regurgitation. Food goes back, which is called regurgitation, and these symptoms are due to a gastroesophageal reflux. and there is a consequence of acid reflux into the esophagus from the stomach may occur due to a large meal or hyperacid secretion. समझो आपने एक हेवी मील खाई और आपने बहुत स्पाइसी फूड खाया. स्पाइसी फूड हैज इन इट मिर्ची. मिर्ची हैज इन इट कैप्साइसिन, and capsaicin stimulates your parietal or oxyntic cells to give out lot of hydrochloric acid, and too much food so stomach churn होगा and stomach में space नहीं है, इतना आपने खाना खा लिया है and it will open the cardiac sphincter and all the excessive food with hydrochloric acid because of capsaicin will go back into your esophagus and cause that burning sensation called as indigestion. And some other factors which include is lying down. अगर आप lying down या bending over करते हो, immediately after having food, you should always stay in the upright position or do something called, you have heard of it, Vajrasan. Vajrasan यानी आप आपके legs fold करो and sit in the Vajrasan position for 15 minutes. It will help in digestion of food properly. But many people make a mistake. They eat food and they immediately sleep. Now, as soon as they go to sleep, cardiac sphincter opens and food refluxes back into the esophagus. Or increase pressure on the stomach due to tight clothes obesity. इंडिया में बहुत सारे रूरल एरियाज में लोग धोती पहनते हैं, विमेन चनिया चोली पहनते हैं, घाघरा पहनते हैं, जो बहुत टाइट बांधते हैं एक रस्सी से, नाड़े से, और उससे स्टमक पे प्रेशर आता है एंड आफ्टर अ बिग मील देयर इज नॉट इनफ स्पेस फॉर द स्टमक टू churn and it will cause reflux and loss of lower esophagus sphincter can take place. Also, please remember, consuming alcohol causes lot of acidity and reflux. Cigarette smoking causes acidity and reflux. So any person with acidity or dyspepsia or heartburn, you will tell them, please stop smoking, please don't drink alcohol, wear loose clothes, please don't immediately sleep after a meal, do yoga, do Vajrasan and sit in the position. If you can't do Vajrasan, walk for 15 minutes, don't sleep, walk for 15 minutes and let your digestion take place properly, and give them antacids. Antacids are medicines which will reduce acidity. So you start with medicines like, ये आपको कोई पूछेगा नहीं, just for knowledge I'm telling you, you give them medicines like ranitidine, which is called as Rantac, and nowadays very good medicines like Omez, which is called as omeprazole and pantoprazole. तो omeprazole and pantoprazole दिया जाता है, उससे उनकी एसिडिटी कम होती है. तो around 15-20 days time those medicines are given and their acidity will reduce. तो ये याद रखना, this is called as indigestion. चलो, we'll just take a small break over here and we'll finish off the remaining topic. See ya.